This time I want to show you the Milota AL-F, which is a very simple camera from the 60s, I would say, or early 70s, and that has a very simple principle of working. It's really like a kind of a point and shoot, with the advantage of having a telemeter inside. So if you know the telemeters to make the focusing, you just have to look inside here, and you get two images because you have two views here, and you've got to adjust to connect the different views, so that you know where the focus is going to be. Easier seen than explained. You just have to use that little ring here, and you see the distance written here. But in fact, in the viewfinder, you will see the image being doubled or aligned, and then you know when it's focused. And basically, this is what you need to shoot. The other thing you have control here is the speed of the shutter. Basically, when you shoot and you look in there, you can control, as I said, the focus using that first ring, and you see the aperture opening with a little indicator that goes to underexpose to overexpose, and you see the aperture from 22 to 5.6, because I think this is what's it goes up to 5.6, and then depending on the speed you select, you would see that the little needle move, and so you can select if you want to have a lot of depth of field, then you can go to a close aperture 22. If you want to have some bokeh, then you can select your speed, so you can go up to something more like 5.6. So basically it's like a reflex that would have a semi-automatic mode, and basically it's very handy because if you want to, for example, in some situation, like situation, you still want to shoot underexpose, it would still shoot. So that's a good point for me. I mean, in some cameras they do block you. In here it's not the case. If you want to overexpose, you can control the right to overexpose. So that's nice. For example, if you're using, like I do, a lot of expired film, sometimes you want to overexpose a bit. So in some situation that's useful. And otherwise, it's very simple. You just click here and look at that, listen to that. Very silent. So it's a good camera to take with you when you go street shooting. I did some I call that wood shooting, because I did shoot in the woods where there's nobody, but it's okay. You will see that in the results. It's a very well made, I guess also made in Japan. Yes, made in Japan camera. So nice to see that. You can select the ISO underneath. Hope you can see that, from 100 ISO, 50, 25, 200, 500. So quite a good selection. I use 100 ISO ASA. I think I have in here one last roll I shot. I was, of course, before the lockdown. Oh, it's a black and white Ketmere 100, and I think it's one of the freshest I have. So maybe maybe 15 years old, expired, something like that. But we'll see the results. And I've got some other shots I take with a similar Ketmere film that I will show just right now for you to see what it does. It's a very sharp lens. I was really very surprised. It's not the opening is only 2.7, so it's not the brightest of camera that exists like in that size, It uses a small battery here underneath. You can go to the classic ones now, even if your voltage, some might argue it's not exactly because of the mercury and so something like that, but okay, it worked, and I was really impressed with the result. So without waiting too much, I will let you see some of the photos I took. Some I took taking the train to Paris. I was in a TGV and I took it with me, and I had some nice shots also in Massy that I will probably had, and some like I said that were done in the woods. And this one I haven't developed yet, so if I develop it, maybe I will include some of the shots I made. Obviously I don't remember what I shot with it, so because I'm shooting so many films with different cameras that I get lost. Whatever, that's the beauty of of shooting analog. Something you get a surprise each time you develop an old film. It comes with a lever protection here, like you screw here, and I attached the cap with a little fishing rod, because otherwise you can lose it easily. So when you carry it, it's nice. I mean, you can. That's why I used it for traveling. I had that in my bag when I took the train. You can easily open and shoot. It's very handy. I like it. I like those all the leather cases, and you've got some info on how to use the flash also, because there is a flash mode, and they tell you depending on the guide of your flash what's the distance you should select and things like that. Well, I don't use flash so much, so I'm not an expert on that. Also, little Japan written here, which I like, and it's nice. So a very good camera for beginners if you want to have some control of what you shoot, because you see the speed and you control the aperture looking at that little needle. Without too much problem, because a lot of it is very automatic. I recommend it. It's small, the lens is great, so a good choice for beginners, I would say. So without making too much, let's have a look at the results and the example photos I have. Thank you.